everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 9 math. So you can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 9 and then click on view all lessons. So there you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter linear functions. And the lessons we're going to cover today are identify linear functions, find the slope of a graph, find a missing coordinate using slope, and find the slope from 2 points. So let's just start with the chapter linear functions. So first we are going to learn what are the linear functions, right? So I'm going to write down the definition of the linear function on the board. You can note down the definition. Please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well, right? So what are the linear functions? What do you know about the linear functions? Linear functions are those line, just you can just relate linear to line, right? So linear functions are those functions whose graph is a straight line, right? Linear functions are those whose graph is a straight line, right? And linear functions are in the form linear functions are in the form y equals a plus bx, right? And they have one dependent variable and one independent variable. X is the independent variable and y is the dependent variable, right? So this is the definition of the linear function. You can note down the definition, then we'll start with the examples of the first lesson. Okay, let's just start with the first lesson. The first lesson is identify linear function, right? So we are done with the definition of the um, linear function. Now we're going to learn what is the how do we identify the linear functions, right? Let's just start with the first lesson, that is identify linear functions. Okay, the graph shows a function. Is the function linear or non-linear? So the according to the definition we just did, the function is a linear function if the graph is a straight line, right? So you can just see the graph is a straight line, so that would be a linear function, right? The correct option is linear function it is. Let's just start with the test questions. So if you are given with the graph, you have to identify the graph must be a straight line. That would be a linear function, right? Okay, the graph shows a function. Is the function linear or non-linear? So which is the correct option? Just look at the graph. So which is the correct option? The graph is a straight line, right? So that would be a linear function it is, right? Because the graph is a straight line, so that must be a linear function. Okay, the next one is the graph shows a function. Is the function linear or non-linear? So which is the correct option? Which is the correct option? Yes, you can see the graph isn't a straight line, right? So that means that is a non-linear function. The graph is a non-linear function, right? Okay, the next one is the graph shows a function. Is the function linear or non-linear? Which is the correct option? Yes, that is a linear function. Very good. The correct option is linear. The graph shows a function. Is the function linear or non-linear? Which is the correct option? Yes, that is a linear function because the graph is a straight line. So the correct option is linear. Very good. Okay, the graph shows a function. Is the function linear or non-linear? Yes, that is a non-linear function. The correct option is non-linear it is. Okay, the graph shows a function. Is the function linear or non-linear? Which is the correct option? Yes, that is a non-linear function. The correct option is non-linear, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to the next lesson, right? The next lesson is how do we find the slope, right? Okay, so what do you know about the slope? What is slope? Why we calculate the slope? Okay, basically, the slope tells us how steep a line is, right? Slope tells us how steep the line is. So it is like measuring how quickly a hill goes up or down, right? So whenever we need to calculate the slope, we need to see how much we go up or down. We need to see the vertical change and the horizontal change, right? The slope is, you can say, m equals rise divided by run, right? You can say change in y divided by change in x, right? You are given the two coordinates x1 and y1 and x2 and y2. You need to calculate the slope between these 2 points. So you can calculate y2 minus y1 because you need to calculate change in y divided by change in x. So that would be x by x2 minus x1, right? So that is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, right? Now let's just start with the question. Find the slope of a graph. So when we are given with the graph, how do we calculate the graph? Hello, can you hear me now? Okay, so we are calculating the slope of the graph. So how do we calculate the slope of a graph? You need to select any 2 points on the graph and then you have to calculate the slope, right? Okay, for this one we are working on the 2 points I have selected on the graph are 0, 30 and 10 and 60, right? So you need to calculate the slope, that is y2 minus y1, and this is x1 y1, this is x2 and y2, right? y2 minus y1, that is 60 minus 30, and x2 minus x1, that is 10 minus 0. So 60 minus 30 is 30 divided by 10. The correct option is 3. That means the slope of the given graph is 3, right? So the correct option is 3. Okay, the next one is look at this graph. What is the slope? So use your notebook and pencil and calculate the slope. Okay, just select any 2 points on the graph and calculate the slope. So the 2 points on the graph are, this is the first one, x is 50 and y is 10, right? Then the other point is this one. You can select any 2 points, right? X is 70 and y is 50. So the coordinates are this one for x1 and y1, and for this one x2 and y2, right? So the slope is m equals y2 minus y1, that is divided by x2 minus x1. So y2 is 50 and y1 is 100. 10, 50 minus 10 divided by 70 minus 50. 50 minus 10 is 40 and 70 minus 50 is 20. So 40 divided by 20 is 2. So the slope of the given graph is 2. Got it? So the correct option is 2. Got it? Okay, the next one is look at this graph. What is the slope? Now you have to calculate the slope. So how to calculate the slope? Which is the correct option? The correct option is, the slope of this graph is 4. The correct option is 4. Very good. Okay, look at this graph. So what is the slope of this? Basically, let me just tell you a simple trick to calculate the slope. Just select any 2 point. Here, this one and this one, right? Just select any 2 point on the graph. Just join these points and make a triangle, right? You can see here 1, 2, 3 and 1. Just divide 3 by 1 and the slope of this graph is 3, right? So calculating slope of the graph is very easy. The correct option for this one is 3. Got it? The next one is look at this graph. So just calculate the slope the same way. That is a easy way to calculate the slope. You can either do calculations. This is a point and this is the point, right? You have make a triangle, just connect these 2 points and make a triangle here. 1 2 3 4 5. So that is 5 divided by 1. The slope of this graph is 5, right? The correct option is 5. The correct option is 5, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to next lesson. And the next lesson is find a missing coordinate using slope. Okay, so you are given with the slope and one of the coordinate is missing. So how do you calculate the missing coordinate? Just look at the example. You are given the points, that is 60 and 4 negative 9. The slope of the line is 2. You have to calculate the value of the t, right? One of the coordinate is missing. The points are 60, 4, 9. Okay, let's just start with the practice questions. Okay, a line that includes the points negative 2, 3 and negative 3s has a slope of 10. What is the value of the s? So you're given with a slope and one of the coordinate is missing. You have to calculate the missing coordinate. How do we calculate the missing one? So the points are negative 2, 3, negative 2, 3, and the other point is negative 3s. And the slope you are given is 10, right? So just write it down with the slope formula, that is m equals y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, right? Okay, now just replace the variables with the value. This m is 10, this is x1 y1, this is x2 y2. Okay, so y2 is s minus 3, x2 is negative 3, minus minus 2, right? Now just solve. 10 equals s minus 3 divided by negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. Just do cross multiplication. So s minus 3 equals negative 10 and s equals negative 10 plus 3. That means s equal negative 7. So the missing coordinate is negative 7. Basically, you have to use the formula that we use to calculate the slope, and then you are given with the slope. So you have to solve the equation for the missing variable, right? So s equals negative 7 is the correct option. So the correct option is s equals negative 7. Okay, a line has a slope of negative 5 and includes the point negative 1t and negative 2, negative 3. What is the value of t, right? So you have to do exactly the same thing. You are given the slope, that is m. This is x1 and y1. This is x2 and y2. So simply use the formula. The slope is negative 5 y2 minus y1, negative 3 minus t divided by x2 minus x1 minus 2 minus minus 1. Just solve for t, right? Negative 5 equals negative 3 minus t divided by negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. Just cross multiply. Negative 3 minus t is 5 and 5 plus 3 equals negative t. 5 plus 3 is 8 minus t, negative t. So t equals negative 8. The correct option is negative 8, right? The correct option is t equals negative 8, right? The correct option is negative 8. So the correct option is negative 8, right? Okay, for the next one, use your notebook and pencil and you can calculate the missing value. The point is 6t and 4 negative 9 fall on a line with a slope of 2. What is the value of t? So how do you calculate the value? Use your notebook and pencil and calculate the value. Okay, so the missing point is, yes, that is negative 5, right? The correct option is negative 5. The correct option is negative 5, right? Okay, the next one is the points negative 8k and negative 10 3 fall on a line with a slope of 3. What is the value of k? Okay, let's just calculate the value of k for this one. Use the formula that is slope equals 3. This is y2 minus y1 3 minus k, x2 minus x1 negative 10 minus minus 8, right? So that would be 3 equals 3 minus k and negative 10 plus 8 is negative 2, right? So just multiply negative 2 other sides, so that would be negative 6 equals 3 minus k. Move 3 other sides, so that would be negative 3. 6 minus 3 equals negative k. That would be negative 9 equals negative k, so k equals 9. That means the missing value is k equals 9. Got it? The correct option is k equals 9. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. Okay, the next lesson is find the slope from 2 points. Okay, now you are given with the 2 points, you have to calculate the slope, right? Okay, find the slope of the line that passes through the point 6, 12, and 8, 9. So how do you calculate? Okay, so just use the formula that is slope change in y divided by change in x. So calculate the change in y and then change in x, right? Let's just start with the test questions. Okay, so find the slope of the line that passes through 1, 4 and 9, 9. So let's just calculate the slope, right? This point is x1 and y1. This is x2 and y2. So you need to calculate the slope, that would be y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, right? So that is y2 minus 1, 1, 9 minus 4 divided by 9 minus 1. So which is the correct option? Yes, that is 90 minus 9, that is 5 over 8. The correct option is 5 over 8. So the correct option is 5 over 8, right? Okay, the next one is find the slope of the line that passes through 7, 9 and 114. So which is the correct option? Yes, the correct option is option number 1, that is 5 over 6. Very good. The correct option is 5 over 6. Negative Yes, that is negative 5 over 6. Sorry. The correct option is negative 5 over 6. Okay, the next one is find the slope of the line that passes through 6, 12 and 8, 9. So which is the correct option? Which is the correct option? Yes, the correct option is negative 3 over 2. Option number 1 is the correct option. Very good. Find the slope of the line that passes through 10, 5, and 2, 12. So, which is the correct option? Yes, that is option number 1. Negative 7 over 8 is the correct option, right? Find the slope of the line that passes through the point 1, 2, and 10, 9. Which is the correct option? Yes, the correct option is 7 over 9 is the correct option, right? Very good. Find the slope of the line that passes through 7, 8, and 5, 5. So, which is the correct option? Find the slope of the line that passes through 7, 8, and 5, 5. So, which is the correct option? Yeah, that is negative 3 over 2, right? The correct option is negative 3 over 2. 3 over 2? Oh, yes, it is 3 over 2. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to. Okay, we are done with the lesson. So, we were working on grade 9 math. The chapter we are working on is linear functions, and the lessons we have covered today are identify linear functions, find the slope of a graph, find a missing coordinate using slope, and find the slope from 2 points, right? So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we did today. That is your homework until next session, right? So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday 5 to 9. Or either you can join me in the interactive session that would be daily from 4 to 5 and from 9 to 10, right? So that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye everyone.